Miraculous Girl. Join me and my dad while we explore subscription boxes, the outdoors, gear and equipment, and other fun things and places. Before we get started, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding!
A business works by buying a product.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us, and thank you for that amazing introduction, Miraculous Girl. Hey, it's been a while since I've done a pre-recorded video because we've been doing so many live unboxings and whatnot, and those are a lot of fun. They're to me, they're more fun than doing the tabletop kind of reviews that I had been doing for a while, but I kind of want to get back into it. There's a couple things I've been kind of thinking about and different ways I wanted to look at things. Anyway, so today we're going to be looking at the Leatherman Signal. There's been some talk about this particular Leatherman in our spoilers group, the BattleBox spoiler page and more that I run. And this isn't a true unboxing because I've had this out of the box. I've been using it. I just wanted to show you kind of the way it comes in the package. And I may even have this upside down in here. But anyway, but I did want to give you a look at it. I wanted to give you some thoughts. I wanted to show you a few things that I think are really cool about this item. And a couple of things that I'm a little disappointed with in general. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it is. Anyway, so you open it up. This is how it comes, and it's interesting because in the spoiler group, we were having a discussion about presentation of products, and some people are saying, if I can get it cheaper and you just throw it in a plain box, I'm fine with that, and other people like presentation. So that's the way this particular one comes, instead of just, being in a blister pack or something. It does come with a card here that kind of shows you some of the basics on it and as far as how it works and things of that sort. And I threw my blue pad down here just so all my stickers don't distract from this. Anyway, so first up, it does come with one of the black nylon style belt loop pouches. It has a snap on it. There's leather ones out there. I believe my P4 came with a gray one, and a few others come with the gray one, and then some come with the black. I don't know how they decide on that. I kind of like the gray one better than the black one. I'm kind of over everything being black as far as packaging, tactical, backpacks, everything. Anyhow, so this is what it looks like. This is the Leatherman Signal. It's kind of the outdoor gear-oriented Leatherman. And I'm just going to kind of go out to in. I have been carrying this for the last month or so. I just kind of wanted to get a feel for it. I have not been carrying it in the pouch. I put it in my pocket utilizing this pocket clip here. And I suppose you could put it on a lanyard or something if you wanted to also. But I've just been, to me, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, it's kind of bulky, but I put it inside my pocket and clip this on the outside, and it works just fine. As you can see, this end here is a hammer end. So you can pound in tent stakes. Like I said, this tends to be outdoor gear oriented, but you do have this hammer end, and then you have this carabiner, and this also is a bottle opener, and I can tell you the bottle opener works. I've actually used it, so you do have the bottle opener. Next up on the outside accessible, you have, and this is a liner lock kind of design. It's a main blade, serrated blade. I want to say the steel on these is 420 stainless. I will have to look it up, and if it's something other than that, I will put it in the description, but I do believe it is just HC420. It has that, what do you call it, a changing serration, multiple, you know, it's not all the same there. You can one-handed open this, and again, you don't have to do anything as far as deploy it to get the blade out. It's even one-handed closing. So that is the main blade on it. And then you have a saw on the outside. Again, minor lock. And the lock is very good on this. It locks great. I may try doing some cutting with it in a minute with the main blade. But anyway, so there's your saw. I want to say this saw is about the same length as the Victorinox saw. This is a little bit thicker in as far as width and height here. The thickness actually is probably the same. A little bit more blunt. The teeth design seems to be very similar to the Victorinox. If you needed to cut something a little bit precise or whatever, you can actually get through a pretty good sized piece of wood with these. I've used them for various things out in the camping and whatnot. So those are your main, and this is a file, and you really want to take it off to utilize it. You have to push the little thumb stud down. You can use this for, you know, touching up your blade. I think would be the main purpose of that. It's a pretty small file, but, and again, it goes into this little, I don't know, post right here, and then slide it down, and then your locking mechanism here actually keeps it in place. And this lock is for more than just that. Now, before I open it up, one thing I'll show you is right here is a little clip. This slides up and down, and that locks it closed. And you move it that way, and you can open it up. So here it is opened up. You have a set of needle-nosed pliers here, and then you have kind of a more open set of pliers. This opens up pretty wide. The cutters here, and there's two different. One is for thinner wire, and one is for thicker wire, different hardness, and these are replaceable. You can actually unscrew these cutters in here and replace those. And they sell on the Leatherman site. They sell additional cutters on that. And I want to say these are interchangeable with a couple different models. I could be wrong about that, but I think they are, with like the Mutt and different ones. So that's the cutters. And I'll go over a couple more tools here and then tell you about a few things that, I don't know, I was disappointed with. So there's only tools on the inside here. Well, your ferro rod, I'm going to go into that. This just pops out of here. So you don't actually have to use it. Now, I'm not going to strike this one. It's very small, and over time, ferro rods wear down, and I think they sell a small replacement for this. I don't know. It looks like this might pop apart that you can put another one and replace it, or maybe they sell it the entire piece. I'm sure they do. It's kind of a funny little design the way this is in there, because ferro rods, they do wear down. Yeah, you can get a few strikes off of it, but you wouldn't want to always have this as your primary because of the way this is situated. It's gonna wear down pretty quick. It's kind of the same way with those necklace ones because it has those holes in it. As you start striking it, you're gonna wear it down where the holes are, and it's gonna actually break on you before you've even used half of it. And this is going to be the same situation. You're going to get this down to where the plastic interferes with striking it pretty quickly. So I kind of think that's a little bit of a design flaw. And then the other thing that's in here is there is a whistle in here. works actually pretty good. And there's a little metal piece in here that this just kind of slides in here, and then it gets locked in place by this little metal spring right here. So that holds that in place. And then on the other side over here, we have, I was going to say 3, but I'm wrong about that. Let's start with this one. First up, you have, and all these lock into place. And this is your bit holder. Now, Leatherman, and this is a reversible little bit, but this is their kind of proprietary bit. It's a little flat bit. I don't know that anyone else sells these bits. This one comes with a standard and a flat. Now, they sell a couple of little kits. They're hard to find now. This is the number 2 that has kind of some really odd little bits and whatnot. There's another one that has different size screwdrivers and stuff, and that one's really hard to find. Leatherman seems to be out of stock on it. I don't know if they're not going to produce it anymore. There's also some really long ones that work in the mutt, and you can buy individual ones of those, but again, I don't know if they're going to, if they discontinued selling the sets or exactly why they don't seem to be available, but that does exist. But here's an interesting side note on that, and like I said, this locks into place, and I'm just going to go right back to the little, what I was talking about. You do have a hex bit hole on the outside of this, and they've taken it, they've realized that not everyone's going to have all the flat bits. You got a couple of flat bits, but if you have access to a bit set, your standard 1/4 inch screwdriver bits are going to fit in that. The Victorinox Ranger grip also has one of these secretly hidden in those. That's kind of neat. I have a video out on how to make that adjustment and cut that bit out on that Ranger grip. That's just an extension. But anyway, so it's there. It's not magnetic or anything, but that is a little side note. Next up, inside here, we have, and this one has a nail nick, your can opener. Now, this is the claw style. The claw style you pull through. I actually always use a manual can opener. I usually use my Swiss Army knife. I actually keep one setting on my kitchen counter that I use to open cans with, because I think it works the best. The claw style, you pull back every time you open, and whereas on the Victorinox you push forward, and that just is more natural for me. But again, this locks into place, and I mean, it'll work. And if I practice with this one enough, I'm sure it will work just fine. And then our final item, and this is a interesting little thing. They have this awl here. It's not really sharpened the way a Victorinox one is. It has the sewing eye for doing leather repair and stuff. And one thing you can tell it was engineered this way. And again, this locks into place, but you can close this, and there's a cutout right in here so that you can close this, and it fits right in there. So it's designed to be closed and used. So you can get a good grip on this if you're punching it through leather or whatever. There's videos out on how to do that. And I just thought it was really interesting that they went so far as to engineer a cutout in this when they put that all together. Now, that's awesome that they did that. Now again, this locks into place to fold back in. Now, one of my things that I'm going to say disappointed with a little bit is you have that precise engineering where they got this cutout for this right over here. But if you look real close up in here, you can see the scratching and whatnot on the head of this. Now, I love the way Leatherman has the engraving in there and stuff, but you can see it over here too. As this opens and closes, it's scratching on the inside of these handles. And this side is as well. And if you look in here, and I don't even know if it'll pick up on the camera, but I'm going to try. If you look in there, you might be able to see it, but there's actually little tiny bit shavings of the metal and whatnot where it is scraping on this as it opens and closes. So I'm kind of disappointed that it's doing that. I don't know. They may cover it if I were to send it back, but I suspect another one would do the same. It doesn't affect it as far as how well it works and whatnot, and I've been using this. It's not something I'm trying to keep as a collector's item or anything. But anyway, that's a little side note on these. I'll try and post the current MSRP on the Leatherman Signal. I want to say it's like $89 or something, but if I find out it's, you know, a lot different, it could be up to $129, but I'll try and post that in the bottom, down below, down where, here somewhere. Anyway, so guys, so that's a look at the Leatherman Signal. Like I said, there's been a little bit of talk about that in the group, and it's one that I did a review and I never finished editing the video and I never posted it, so I decided to do it again. And like I said, since we've been talking about it, I've been carrying it around, just kind of giving it a little look at, another look at, and I thought I would come on here and share it with you guys. All right, guys, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and remember, be nice to each other.